Hello there everyone, this is 1 Week to Kill, where I dive into a free-to-play game for a week and give you the results. Today we are gonna have a look at Awesomenauts, and this game has actually been out for almost 5 years, I believe. As we get to August 1st, I think that's when it was released, so this game has actually been out for a while. And it wasn't until recently, about a month ago of this recording, that the game actually was converted over to a free-to-play style there, so we are going to talk about this game. And what is this game exactly? For those of you who do not recognize it, it is a 3-on-3 Moba with 2 lanes instead of the traditional 3 that you may be used to there. And I'm going to have to sell you on this game because it is a damn good one, I gotta say. It's a nice fast-paced style Moba with pretty much a lot of busy work, needless to say. Let's talk a little bit about the game, shall we? So basically, it's like I said, it's a 3-on-3 MOBA with like all the traditional elements you're aware of here. Basically, you got to build up your currency, farm up experience, levels, and all that, and you push the other lane in a nice tug-of-war style. What's different here is that it's all 2D, which is quite drastically different as opposed to all the other ones there. And I think with this character, I love this style here, going like the high-speed charge shot there. So, what is different about this game as opposed to other MOBAs? I already told you about the 2D setup there, but all your abilities are unlocked right from the start there, and you don't really have an ultimate ability, as it were. You pretty much are stuck with what you start off with. And in this case, we're just going to get ourselves an early kill in this case. This game is actually surprisingly fast-paced, considering it is a MOBA there. Like, already we're in the thick of it there. And upon already pushing the lane there, we can either push the towers or we could just roam the jungle because there's a lot of busy work here. The lanes are actually incredibly short for all these maps, and there are actually a different variety of maps available to you. So if you're not going to be busy pushing lanes there, you can easily just jump around and try and grab credits with the jungle, as it were, with the minions there. And also, it introduces an interesting mechanic where you can pretty much deny your opponent some credits and experience a little bit. Well, not really experience so much, as I try and dodge this dang little critter. He's annoying. But pretty much either side can get access to the credits that the minions drop there. You don't get them immediately, they just drop on the ground, you have to pick them up. And in this case, apparently they actually fly to me there, but I know for a fact that they can actually fly on the ground for you to pick up. So there is a little bit of deny there. I think he gets it because of like the killing blow, as you just saw. There was some credits, which they call solar, that was left on the ground there. So we're gonna continue pushing the lane. We're gonna try and kill this. Oh, I missed him. He flew above me there with his dang little hovercraft there. I was thinking I could be sneaky and actually shoot him when he was at the tower. I misjudged where he was at. But this is a nice fast-paced MOBA. I've been loving it ever since from the get-go there, pretty much. Oh, where's he hiding? I didn't get him, unfortunately. I didn't get him, and he's roaming up to the top. So there's going to be a lot of traveling between points, more or less, there. Unless you're concerned about experience, this is going to be frantic and constantly aggressive there. Ooh, can I get him? No, I can't get that dang cowboy. Whatever his name is, I can't actually remember his name. Is it Lone Star? It could just... I don't think it even matters at this point. He is throwing dynamite at me, so I don't like that too much. And yeah, there's what I was talking about. I guess if you don't get the killing blow on the minions, they just sit on the ground. That was the denying mechanic I was talking about there. You can actually steal credits that are from your own minions when they push the lane. Oh, and I kind of denied my opponent some health, because going in the jungle actually is a good way to regenerate your health there, instead of having the portal go back to respawn. Especially since it looks like neither side has an actual support character right now. And all these jungles and all that does respawn quickly. We're looking at like about a 10-15 second respawn for all these jungle minions. So even those little silver icons, those squares, which is actually, what is it, 1 credit there, 1 solar as it's called, they respawn really quickly, like every 5, well, not really 5 seconds, like every 10 seconds, I believe. And I'm actually not sure what this Minotaur guy does. This is the first time I actually played with him. I do believe he's a support character, though, so I was completely wrong about the support thing. But a little bit of description of what I'm doing here with this character. This character is Rocco. He's more like a bruiser, straight-on fighter. He's not like a ganker or like a carry in the sense he could technically be considered a carry in standard Moba sense there, but with the upgrade that I have to enhance my charge shot, which is that big arrow I've been shooting, I don't know if I'm so much a carry at the moment. It's more like a support, a ganker as it were. Oh, and I failed to support my bite, and he looks like he might die. No, he's actually going to survive. He was poisoned there with the little purple health bar decay. But another thing that I like about this mechanic is that you've got unique little upgrades for all of your different abilities. And originally, you start with only the first 3 of each column there, which can be a bad thing. But as I come to find out later, as I'm actually trying to frantically figure out what I want, let's just go to the simplest thing and just boost my charge shot's damage as I try and aim the shot so I could get full value out of it. So, ooh, and I actually got a hit there. It gives you a nice little indicator whenever you hit with certain abilities, especially if they're skill shot based. Ooh, and that was a nice 1-2 combo there. I love it. Uh-oh. Can I get him, though, with my slow? Because that's what my purple arrows do. They actually slow. And dang it, I missed the shot I needed. Ow, that hurts. That poison hurts. Ah, get it off me. Get it off me. Damn that slug. Needless to say, I'm investing all my points in a charge shot, and it's actually quite useful because I can harass from the other lane. A little bit tricky to hit, though, sometimes. Need to work on practicing and getting good value out of it. But can I get him? Oh, he just dodged it. Damn it. And I got too carried away with the dang poison. Didn't realize the turrets, the wards actually were poisoning me there. I thought they just did straight damage with the limited experience I had. So yeah, once you die though, you do fly back to this drop pod there, but on the plus side, it makes the respawn timer seem incredibly quick. I'm gonna be honest though, it seems a little bit weird to have the drop pod mechanic there where you try and pick up credits, because once you start to understand the map there, it becomes a little bit redundant and all that. Because you can kind of memorize, it's based on your memorization there, so for me having only played like about 8 hours of this game so far, I think I got a good understanding how it works, where I should go, and I missed the arrow, damn it. Nonetheless, I think I should try and push this point. Although I don't think this actually does additional damage, this vengeance, this purple arrow buff, which is basically my main ability there. It just enhances all my attacks, so just gotta be careful of a back door. Because I could actually just kill this thing right now if I'm lucky. And shoot another arrow there. Ah, I just missed that dang whatever his name is. I forget his name. I just know he has that Spanish accent to him. So he flies around that little hover card. Now they're actually coming down to me. Well, they were. Ah, he dodged the shot there. He saw that coming. The bull is starting to push around. And unfortunately... Oop, there. We got the kill though, so it wasn't all that bad. Can I contribute in some way? No, it doesn't. I was trying to defend our tower up top, and it doesn't look like he went up there. So that was a waste of a shot there, but when I'm not busy in the lane, it's fairly easy to just grab extra creds and just heal up. Ooh, and all the creds on the ground there too, as I told you. If there's like no one to try and take advantage, and I wasted that shot again. He's a really tricky one there. He seems to be jumping around a lot, which makes him hard to hit. And of course he just dodged that again when I thought he was going to go heal up too, so I tried to overread that a little bit. Ooh, we did actually take down the first tower, so I wasn't paying attention too much, so I might as well just push the second one here, try and get some more creds and experience going our way. Because as it stands now, we got a nice little surplus going on there. Not to mention, ooh, that arrow hurts like hell when it does hit, especially with the full upgrades I've been putting onto it. Ooh. And I got another shot on him there. He's a little bit squishy. Do I have a way to finish him off? Probably not. Ooh, come on, can we get him? Ooh, I didn't get the was it the Texas Ranger there? I forget what his name is, damn it, but I got the other one instead. It was a nice little bonus. I'll take it. I'll happily take it. But I'm just gonna, for show, I'm gonna grab the other ability here. So what are we gonna do? Increase speed, AoE. I like the idea of AoE, but after I get like a third upgrade there, it locks out all the other ones. So I talked about how the traditional hero leveling, it limits me to like the 3 most basic abilities there, which I thought was a bit of a problem considering that you have an access to 6 different abilities. But it's not as big of an issue it is. It just opens up more variety for you, which can be a little bit burdensome depending on what kind of style you go for and your capability with the character. but it's not, at the very least, it's not a huge power difference where you're kind of limiting upgrades. And that's what the arrow looks like when it's not fully charged. It just looks like a silly little ball that just falls flimsily onto the ground. But it's no joke. Already took out a third of his health without even trying, and without really committing to an engagement either. Ooh, we got another turret, so let's try and protect our bull belly buddy there, because I think he's about to die to poison. Ah, damn it, he did die to poison. A little bit unfortunate. I guess the minions didn't spawn there. Despite them respawning quickly, you can get some awkward moments here. Ah, and I missed the shot. Come on, slow him, hit him. I wasn't aware of his teleport, but we did get the kill. Ooh, and I got a nice hit on him too. So, as you can clearly see, this game can be incredibly fast-paced, and I kind of love the flow of it there. Not to the fact that there's not really a lot of... my own ally just ruined my shot there. I don't know if you can control the timing of that or not, but that could have made things a lot easier for taking him down. Ooh. No, and I lost my train of thought there because I was worried it was going to fall back down the little gutter, or the little hole there. But thankfully I can actually jump while in midair after hitting those jump pads. So I think we're in a good position here. We got both the top and bottom lane towers pushed, so let's continue to upgrade, shall we? So I think what I'm going to do is focus on... there's what I'm looking for. My charge shot now provides a stun when I have Vengeance, which is what that purple arrow is. And what exactly does it do? It just slows, actually. And it increases duration if I can successfully hit, so I like it. I like it a lot. As well as additional slowing phase effect. So I will happily take that. As I send harassing arrows through the middle, which hopefully hits. No, I didn't get anything. You can actually see a little icon representing my arrow on the way through. Oh. So far we're stomping. We got ourselves another kill, so... Now, the one big thing with these towers going down is with us being on the offensive, it actually turns off some of these force fields. Yeah, the little red barrier you see there, as the towers die, they actually turn off some of the force field barriers, which you can see right here. There's actually... Oh, hold that thought there. I'm just going to shoot this poor fella. You can see the little conduit there. That used to be like an impenetrable wall that I couldn't get through, so... I guess that's like a bit of a snowball mechanic to help accelerate the process of the game there. And of course, it makes it a little bit tricky to get some comebacks there, but it helps to keep this game at a nice pace there. Because I think most of the games, the majority of the games I played have lasted for about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. There was like the oddball there where it had gone for excessively long, like over half an hour I think there. But once you start getting the advantage there, it starts to snowball in your favor a little bit, especially with creds and all that. And actually, speaking of creds, how does creds look there? They're just breaking 1,000 while we have like 50%. We have like 1,500, so you can tell the big difference in this game itself. And at first I thought there was, oh, it's that dang ability of his. He actually can turn into a turret. That's what that flying thing is. Because he can alternate between riding that hovercraft and just walking on foot there, and this thing becomes an annoying little turret, which can be a pain in the butt. And get that thing out of the way. Ow, and it actually explodes. Ooh, I got a hit though, so it's not... There's a good consolation prize. So we're going to try and heal ourselves back up. We're going to try and get the Lone Star, or get it backdoor. Ooh, I almost hit the one in the middle. Ooh, nice. Nice shot indeed. So, this allows me to actually contribute and help out with my allies a little bit. Maybe not the best considering how difficult it is to try, aim, and time it. Especially when I have no icons of them in the middle of a match. So firing at a 45-degree angle is not all the best. But we know Lone Star is in the middle there. I'm going to call him Lone Star. I have no idea if that's his actual name or not. But I'm going to shoot him. No hit, unfortunately. He just dodged it. At least it's keeping him back there. So he's still... Ah, dang it. I wasted my shot. That was a bit of a waste. That was a bit of a waste. I was hoping for a charge shot to keep firing at that, like that little hidden path there. Because one of the mechanics I haven't really talked about. Ooh, I'm really tempted to grab these crits. Grab the solar. And can I finish him off? Because he's making himself really easy to hit. Ah, he timed that. Just a poor timing on my shot. Because I can hold that shot as long as I need to. I just played right into his hand with his frantic jumping. And right now, both the towers are going good. Ooh, we got a perfect hit. He's going to be forced to go around. Oh, I'm getting poisoned, though. Oh, can I get him? Oh, I survived. That was a victory. I'm taking it. and I had the recording to prove it. Because that Gnaw, that poison little freak, is a pain in the ass, because he's kind of classified as a harasser, so he has means to do damage without committing. So I'm going to enhance my arrow range as well. There's a lot of dynamics to the range. Like, I can increase the range. Let's see. I can add an extra arrow, which I think I'm going to take, just to add a little bit of dynamics. So now, I can fire 3 arrows for additional damage. But I believe it slows down my rate of fire a tiny bit too. So, not perfect. There is a bit of a downside to this, but more damage and overall, and better accuracy hitting things that are really mobile, like the dang Gnaw. So, can I hit him? Ooh, can I hit him? I want to slow him. I don't think my arrows stack, but that should do a crap ton of damage. Oh, I missed the arrow, damn it. I just missed. I was bragging for, now I'm not bragging. Now I'm going to run the hell out of here. Ooh, got the killing blow though, so that made my day. That ability is vicious, and quite frankly, a lot of the hero's abilities are actually quite devastating. Depending on the role and all that, because even all the tanks have like abilities that are amazingly powerful. They just require them to get in melee range, and they have a bit of charge up time. Kind of like how my arrow does a little bit. Although I did get an upgrade to speed up the charge process. Or no, I didn't actually charge up the wind up. It's more the movement speed I improved. Now get this bull out of the way, because I want to kill him. There, another one bites the dust. Oh, and that's a bomb. I don't want to get hit by that bomb. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. He saw that coming. Yeesh, that guy knows when to time his jumps. Or he's getting real lucky. I choose to say he's just getting lucky. I don't think that's going to hit. Ooh, it actually did hit. Now, and there's the harassment I was talking about. Those dang red blobs on the ground are actually causing poisons, which is a little bit irritating. Ooh, you didn't jump over it that time, buddy. Okay, now he's going to teleport, which actually may have helped his friend a little bit. Ooh, the AoE explosion paid off there. I think we just got both of them for that. Ooh, that was a beautiful shot. Because this is actually the first time I got the AoE explosion for my charge shot, so I don't know what exactly it looks like. But, with 2 turrets down, we now push for the final core, which is this drill thing right here. Which basically is pretty, as you would expect. As soon as this is destroyed, the game is over, and we can relish in all the awesome points we can have. And hopefully I might be able to afford a hero or not, I think. Actually, I think I have enough points for a hero already. But we're going to talk a little bit about the progression system. Especially now that it's a free-to-play game. You can still buy the game and get access to all the heroes. But, let's see, 200 points. They call it awesome points there. They're going all out with the puns here. So we get 200 awesome points. Bunch of experience, nowhere near level 5, which actually gives me more awesome points for each hero I get to level 5. And that talks a little bit about some of my concerns with the game as far as the free-to-play concept. Because early on, I was getting a good amount of awesome points to get like heroes, and Awesomenauts is what they called. And for some of the beginner ones, they cost about 2,000. But as we get up to level 5 there's a bit of a lapse in the amount of points I actually get. Level 7, I get 1,500. Level 10, I get 2,500 more, and then there's a massive lapse. Because as I said already, some of the cheaper ones are 2,000, but they rapidly get up to like 7,500, 10,000. So I unlocked 2 of them, which cost 2,000, which is Rocco and Scoop here, who's a Crusader Knight, and he's actually a tank. But let's see, is there anyone else that's 2,000? There's a couple 3,000. Yeah, there's only 2 others that are 2,000, maybe 4 or 5 that are 3,000, then it quickly ramps up from there. So a bit of the concern I have with this game is that, at least if you're committed to playing the free-to-play styles, how it's starting to become a grind there as far as progression, getting the currency you need to buy extra heroes, Awesomenauts. I'm probably going to call them heroes just for the sake of it by accident because I'm so used to that. Because with a few matches there, I was easily able to get access to Rocco and Scoop there, and I actually got Nibs here, who cost about 6,000 awesome points, so that took a good amount of my level, what was it, the awesome points I got from leveling right there. And for the most part, aside for the first win of the game, which got me a decent amount of points, when what is it? At least in losing games, you only get like about 80 or so, maybe sub 100 at the very least. And wins will give you a little bit higher than that. The first win will basically give you double your awesome points and experience. And that's only once a day. So what you saw there, while it seemed kind of like a healthy amount, considering the amount that I would need for all these heroes, on top of all the bonuses and levels bonuses I would get for the awesome points, it is going to become a bit of a grind if you really commit to this game. But it is a damn good game, I gotta say. Hell, even all these heroes have their own little custom music. Clunk here, for example, he just reminds me so damn much about a Mega Man X hero, or villain rather. He even looks like one. And just with the heavy rock music in the background, just sounds like I'm doing one of those boss fights there from Mega Man X, and I love it. Every single one of them has their own unique song there. I'm trying to think of one that I'm fond of. Let's see, we got Froggy G, which is kind of like the rapper style. All these, of course, are a wide variety of characters, like Leon Chameleon's the French kind of chameleon. He's got the music that kind of like fits with it. They got all their custom skins all down here, which is one of the ways you can get the at least that's one of the ways this game will make money there as far as the micromanagement side, on top of like buying the heroes. So it is a bit of an odd... Ooh, I can actually unlock this. Oh, it's a special offer there. So it makes me wonder a little bit about the progression there, just unlocking the heroes themselves, because there's lots of ways for them to get microtransactions going on here. Hell, you can even customize that drop pod, which you saw every time I respawned, and you can even buy for them, or you can invest in a lot of your awesome points here. Like, I could just burn 2,000 of my awesome points here plus another currency, which is strictly for these drop pods. It's just to get like a cosmetic appearance there, and I'm not really fond of that, considering like I'd rather save them up for all the Awesomenauts. And there's even like announcer packs you could get, whereas this fella here was the announcer for the last battle I just did there, or you could just switch it to pretty much a nice variety here. Some of them are actual heroes, or some of them are even custom skins of heroes that are announcers, and some of them are completely original there that I do not know about. So there are lots of ways for this game to make money outside of like having to force you, or at least get you to the point where you want to just unlock all the heroes just for paying straight up. And it's still a good deal there if the game is up your alley, because I am really enjoying this game. Nice fast-paced 2D style. It is a 3v3, which has its ups and downs, especially if you're like the more competitive player. You are more than able to like carry your team a little bit more just because of the lower numbers, whereas a 5v5 that could be a little bit harder and a lot more rare. With 3v3s, if you know your hero and you know what you're doing, you could probably stomp people quite well. But with the team centric and the role setup, like I mentioned before, the Minotaur guy I believe is like a support character, so he's more about setting up for like follow-up attacks there, so there's still that synergy going on that you need to be mindful of. But with Rocco, you saw how potentially devastating that arrow could be. If you are a crack shot with that thing, you could probably just murder people by yourself, especially with like, let's see, it shows all the upgrades and items. Yeah, I can view all the upgrades here, so you could set yourself up to drastically reduce the cooldown here. Like a successful hit will immediately reduce the cooldown. Like the AoE explosion, which I probably just actually used it once there, so I don't know how practical that is considering, but with something like this, you could just go ridiculous, or you could just straight up go auto attack, and later on in the game you could just unlock and max out the potential on all your abilities really, because like I said, you can only choose 3 upgrades per skill or column here, or each row, and then it locks you out the rest of them, so you do need to understand what you're going for here. Like I can go for an extra arrow here, which is good for accuracy, but it does drastically lower the damage, so it makes it only a very minor increase. So you'll probably only get that for like the extra accuracy, easier time to hit. So for like skill players, you wouldn't want that, but just straight up flat damage boost, ooh, definitely. Increase the range, increases the boost if there's no enemies near you, so that would be more for pushing essentially. Splitting arrows, and this, I was talking to you about precision shot. Now look at this, hitting enemies, it strictly says just enemies in general, so if you hit anything, reduces the cooldown of your precision shot even more, so you could be throwing those arrows out ridiculously fast on top of additional bonuses. So even then, like you can see, like with the stun I was going for with the precision shot, it's not all strictly to the ability itself. You can get some amazing synergy going on here. And another unique thing is because of like your 3 item restriction, there's one here called the piggy bank that just straight up gives you money at the cost of only being able to get 2 of these generic traits down here. Basically what these are all almost the exact same across all your heroes there, with some slight differences, because I know Nibs, that dragon-like character, has a different kind of like boot upgrade that allows her to relieve fire on the ground for when she's running around. So there are some subtle differences, but most of these are a little bit different, like additional help for killing those jungle critters I was talking about there. But otherwise, the bottom row is generally the same there, and then all the other ones are related to the abilities. And like I said, every single one of these characters have their own little theme song. It's kind of adorable. Like Nibs has the classic like cartoony type feel there. It has those own little songs and vocals there. How Nibs is like the fire star, set the world on fire, and loves her treats. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. And of course, let's see, the Sentry character, I haven't played him before, but he's annoying because he can shoot like a graviton bomb that traps me in place. Whereas like Clunk, he's like this explosion senses around him there, so Sentry's been causing me a lot of problems. But all in all, I am really been enjoying this game. I played for about 8 hours there, so I am close to unlocking my 4th character, but as it stands now, I told you before about the progression and all that. These were the 3 characters that I've played almost the entire time, with one game on Gnaw here when he was free to play. And all 3 of them are not even like level 5 yet, which would actually give me, an additional 1500 awesome points to contribute towards unlocking more heroes. But still, it's like I said, it is a slow process if you go the free to play route. But I kind of feel like if you're enjoying the gameplay and the pace of this game, investing in the $30 may not be a terrible thing. But if you are going the free to play route, it is going to be slow. You do have the convenience of trying out certain heroes though. Like Scoop here with his Crusader music, you can give him a quick try, see if it's your liking. And like I said, I basically unlocked one of each different role. You have like 5 different roles. You got the tank, support, assassin, which is all about the burst you would figure. Rocco, you see him in action, you don't know what he's all about. We got support and harasser, which is like that Gnaw character with the poison on the ground. He can do damage at range, or really without even committing to a fight, because some of his upgrades, which are kind of unique, I have no idea where it is though. I noticed one upgrade that allows when run over enemy. I noticed one that allows his goo to drip. There it is. Goo will burn through glass platforms and drip down. So technically, you could just leave that in the jungle or up on the upper lane, and it could drip down to the enemies below, potentially doing damage to them, or at least pushing a lane for you. So there's some unique dynamics to a lot of these heroes. But so far, there's a lot of damage potential for all these heroes there. Like Raylan here has like a massive like lock-on beam that you aim. What is it? Where is it? Yeah, snipe. It has a good range on it. You aim it, it takes a few seconds to charge up, and just like with Rocco's attack, massive amount of damage. There's a lot of damage potential around here that can be frustrating even if you don't know how to deal with them. And all the tanks that I have encountered have like these massive AoE abilities that are a big threat. Like I told you about Clunk and his massive, self-destruct is the ability. I'm trying to find him there. Just does massive damage there, and even damages himself to emphasize how potent this can be. But it senses around him, so if you got mobility or see it coming, that's not a huge threat. You need to follow it up with like slows or stuns. And pretty much all the tanks that I play like that, like Scoop, the tank that I have access to is very similar. The only difference is it heals them, so it's not as potent as it would be for Clunk. So a lot of potent abilities there, like Durple Sork's like a really unique one. He just got a siege mode there instead of like bombs, so he gets like a massive weaponry potential. Like, yeah, you can see it here. He gets an ability based on which mode he's in, so just nuke. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't it? And also it's a big walker mech with, for some reason, shooting cats out of the cannon. Don't ask me why. I haven't tried him yet. But this is Awesomenauts, folks. I am enjoying the hell of this game. It's still got, well, let's see, it's got good numbers there so far. Most of the people I've been playing have seemed like they're lower level, because there have been icons to represent whether they've been a player ever since the original launch or not, and I haven't been seeing too many of them. So I think it's safe to say I'm doing a good job there, getting like hopefully fair matches, although that could be a vague term considering the, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But the one other thing I need to point out is that apparently the matchmaking queue is kind of like in waves in that you don't get a match right away, so it can be hit or miss on how long you're waiting there. It is at most 3 minutes, so I haven't had an issue where I failed to get in a match at least, so I don't think there's much concern with that. But that is Awesomenauts, folks. I have been enjoying the hell of this game, and I don't know how much more I'm going to play of it there, but I do plan on trying to get maybe a couple streams in. And with this 1 Week to Kill series, I am hoping to get back into the swing of it as well. Dive into all the free-to-play games I can and give you the results on their progression, how things are, the pacing of the game, and just how much fun it is in general. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.